Aftab Alam has been in the headlines this week, not for a new development, but for two conflicting court verdicts that have stirred public debate. One case, two decisions, and still no justice for the victim. The man is free for now, and the question is who will investigate the case. In another story raising eyebrows is the issue of state amnesty. When those pardoned by the government commit crimes again, who is held accountable? That and more at Kantipur News today. Good evening, I'm Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the top stories of the hour. Government's budget comes into effect. Finance Minister says capital expenditure has been increased, current expenditure kept within limits. Opposition parties warn of continuing House obstruction until the Home Minister resigns and a probe committee is formed. Next meeting of the lower house scheduled for 3rd of June. Over 1,000 Indian nationals deported from the US since January as per India's foreign ministry. Trump administration has identified 18,000 Indians as living illegally in the US. And Gujarat Titans set to clash with Mumbai Indians in today's match of the Indian Premier League. The match to kick off at 7:45 p.m. Nepal time. Finance Minister Bishnu Podal has stated that the implementation of the budget has already begun. Speaking at a press conference held today at the Ministry of Finance, Minister Podal said that allocations for capital expenditure have been increased, current expenditure has been kept within limits, and intergovernmental fiscal transfers have been raised. The minister also mentioned that improvements in project management and procurement processes would lead to increased capital spending, while policies focused on frugality and cost-cutting would help keep current expenditure balanced. He also informed that the value-added tax imposed at the clearinghouse for digital payments has been scrapped.
सूचना प्रविधि उद्योगबाट हुने आयमा यो चाहिँ विशेष उद्योग सरहको सुविधा दिने त्यसमा प्रबन्ध गरिएको छ.
The minister also said that provisions have been made to ensure balanced budgets at the provincial and local levels, and land use within forest areas has been simplified. According to Minister Podal, social security spending and health insurance have been made more organized. The national ID card has been established as the main basis for managing social security and service delivery, and policy reforms have been proposed to promote foreign investment. Now, moving on, the opposition parties in the House of Representatives have stated that they will not allow Parliament to function until Home Minister Ramesh Lekhak resigns and a high-level investigation committee is formed regarding the visit visa issue. The meeting of the House of Representatives has been scheduled for 3rd of June. In a meeting of Chief Whips called by Speaker Devraj Khimiri, the opposition Chief Whips stated that they will not allow the House to function until their raised issues are addressed. After the meeting, Chief Whip Hitraj Pandey of main opposition party CPN Maoist Centre and Chief Whip Santosh Pariyar of the opposition party Rashtra Swatantra Party, they said that they will not allow the meeting to proceed until their demands are met. Meanwhile, Nepali Congress Chief Whip Shyam Ghimire stated that there was no formal discussion about obstructing the House. He said that today's meeting was only focused on creating a calendar for the Parliament. Following the discussion with the Chief Whips, a meeting of the Business Advisory Committee was held to create a bi-weekly calendar for the lower house. Now, the government has halted the issuance of foreign study permits for language and bachelor's degree studies in South Korea. This decision comes in response to growing concerns about students going to Korea for higher education but neglecting their studies and prioritizing work instead. However, aspiring students argue that stopping all permits due to problems of a few infringes upon their right to education and human rights, urging the government for immediate reconsideration.
Rekha Magar from Kathmandu is preparing to go to South Korea for higher education. Having applied for a D2 student visa, completed all the processes with the university and applied for the government's foreign study permit, she is now worried as the permit issuance has been suddenly halted. She asserts that her right to study abroad has been violated and vows to fight for justice.
Through IELTS पढेर अनि मेरो चाहिँ IELTS मा 7 अनि GPA पनि पुग्ने हुनाले फुल स्कलरशिप चाहिँ उहाँहरूले दिनुभएको थियो तर एनओसीकै कारणले चाहिँ अब रोकिएर बसेको छ। त्यही कारणले हामी जस्तो विद्यार्थीले एनओसी चाहिँ नपाएर त्यहाँनिर जान चाहिँ वञ्चित हुनु भएन। हाम्रो मौलिक अधिकार पढ्नको लागि मौलिक अधिकार चाहिँ हाम्रो हनन हुनु भएन।
Many students like Rekha are facing difficulties after the government's decision to stop study permits for higher education in Korea. In recent times, the number of students seeking permits has been increasing due to the perceived opportunities for higher education combined with potential employment and good income in Korea. The government issues D2 permits for academic bachelor's degree courses and D4 permits for Korean language studies lasting 6 months to a year for students going to foreign study. However, the Ministry of Education states that many students have been found to prioritize employment over their studies and neglect the universities. The ministry also mentions issues such as students enrolling in blacklisted universities or institutions that do not meet standards, focusing solely on earning money, and some even facing mental stress due to unemployment. Consequently, the ministry has decided to halt study permits for Korea.
स्टडी और कम भएका विश्वविद्यालयमा भर्ना हुने, पैसा कमाउने प्राथमिकताका कारण अध्ययनको समस्यामा निरन्तरतामा समस्या आउने, काम पाउन नसक्नेहरुमा मानसिक समस्या तथा डिप्रेसनमा पर्ने, कोरिया सरकारले ब्ल्याक लिस्टमा राखेको विश्वविद्यालयमा समेत विद्यार्थी पठाउने जस्ता चाहिँ यस्ता समस्याहरू आउनाले यो नियमनका लागि गरिएको हो।
According to the Ministry of Education, out of the 110,000 students who obtained foreign study permits last year for higher education, 10,086 received permits to study in Korea. Expressing concern over students going abroad for higher education and facing numerous problems, the government states that the permit suspension aims to regulate higher education studies in Korea.
विद्यार्थीहरु एकदम प्लस 2 मात्र गरेर गएको छन्, कोरियन भाषा पढ्न पनि गएको छन्, ब्ल्याकलिस्टेड युनिभर्सिटीहरुमा पनि पढेका छन्, जुलुस निस्किसक्यो खोल भनेर मन्त्रालयमा आइसक्यो, मैले पनि हुँदैन खोलिदैन, 2 महिना स्टप गर, पुरै एउटा कार्यदल बनाएको छु, स्टडी गर, सहसचिवको नेतृत्वमा कार्यदल छ, परराष्ट्रको उपसचिव समेत राखेको छु, खोज र ब्ल्याकलिस्टेड युनिभर्सिटीहरुलाई नपठाउने, रोक्ने होइन, पठाउने आधारहरु छ भने पठाउने।
The government has clarified that the permit suspension does not apply to students going for master's and doctoral studies. For Kantipur News, a report by Narayan Kilambu with Binod Koju on camera.
The Birganj Customs Office has installed CCTV cameras at 8 different locations along the border to increase surveillance against illegal trade and smuggling. It is claimed that with the help of Wi-Fi connected cameras, border activities can be monitored from anywhere, which will help in controlling illegal transactions and crime.
In Birganj, there are police checks at 5 locations within approximately 500 meters from Shankaracharya Gate to Rajat Jayanti Park. Besides this, along the roughly 114-kilometer open border of Bara and Parsa, police are conducting checks at police stations, posts and also randomly on the roads. Even that is not enough. From Gandak to Parwanipur via Amlekganj, police are seen stationed in 8 to 10 places on the highway in the name of security checks. However, illegal trade and smuggling have not decreased. Incidents of collusion involving the police deployed here in illegal activities have been made public many times. Therefore, Birganj Customs has installed CCTV cameras at 8 locations to monitor the open border.
अवैध चोरी निकासी पैठारी चाहिँ नियन्त्रण गर्न सहजता होस् भन्ने हेतुले हाम्रो स्थानीय राष्ट्र चुहावट नियन्त्रण समितिबाट जुन प्रमुख जिल्ला अधिकारीको अध्यक्षतामा बस्छ त्यो बैठकले निर्णय गरे अनुसार हामीले विरोध भन्सार कार्यालयले केही संवेदनशील ठाउँहरुमा चाहिँ अहिले हामीले सीसीटीभी क्यामेरा जडान गरेका छौं।
As per the decision of the Revenue Leakage Control Committee coordinated by the Chief District Officer, the Birganj Customs Office has installed an additional CCTV camera east of the Midderi Bridge ahead of Shankaracharya Gate to further enhance border surveillance. Moreover, CCTV cameras have been installed at 8 other locations to its left and right, including Bolirampur, Inorwa, Phakua, Chapakaya and Sirsia. These cameras are placed in front of the posts where the armed police force and Nepal police are on duty. As these Wi-Fi equipped cameras can be controlled via mobile, activities at the border can be monitored from anywhere.
त्यस्ता हरकत गर्ने व्यक्तिहरूलाई यसले चाहिँ अपराध अनुसन्धानको कुरामा तिनीहरूलाई चाहिँ पछि चाहिँ कानुनको दायरामा ल्याउन पनि सहयोग गर्छ। मूल रूपमा साइकोलोजिकल हिसाबले एउटा थ्रेट हुने भयो अर्को गलत प्रवृत्तिका मान्छेहरूलाई भोलि कानुनी दायरामा ल्याउनलाई पनि एउटा प्रमाण सङ्कलन गर्न लगायतका कुराहरूलाई सहयोग हुन्छ दुईटा कुरा तेस्रो कुरा त्यो क्षेत्रको अपराध अनुसन्धान र चाहिँ शान्ति सुरक्षा कायम गर्न पनि कुनै न कुनै हिसाबले यसले सहयोग गर्छ
Customs has stated that while cameras have been installed at 8 locations in the first phase, this will gradually be expanded to other places. Businessmen claim that the amount of illegal trade and smuggling occurring by exploiting the open border is greater than the legal trade conducted through the Birgunj customs route. The main reason for the dense police presence at every step in the name of security checks is the economic transactions taking place through this border point. Now it is expected that the activities of illegal traders and smugglers will be controlled by the surveillance of CCTV cameras.
Now, with the increase in temperatures, the provincial hospital in Kalaya, Bara has been recording around 10 snakebite patients on a daily basis. According to local authorities, 40 snakebite patients reached the hospital throughout the Nepali month of Chaitra, while 64 patients reached for treatment in the Nepali month of Baisakh. The chief of the hospital, Dr. Ajay Kumar Gupta, stated that just yesterday, 12 snakebite patients were admitted to the emergency room for treatment. According to hospital's data, 49 patients have reached the hospital for treatment in the first 15 days of the Nepali month of Jyeshta. The hospital has stated that patients increase every year during this season as snakes come out during the hot and rainy seasons. The two-day Domestic Products Promotion Fair 2082 has begun today in Bhaktapur. Organized by Bhaktapur Cottage and Small Industries Association in collaboration with the Bhaktapur Industry and Commerce Office, the fair being held at Napuku in Bhaktapur features 39 stalls showcasing original domestic products and 5 food stalls. The fair includes Newari delicacies like yamari, chatamari, bara, samay bhaji set, various mushroom dishes, handicrafts, sculpture, metal crafts and stalls of various flowers and plants. Inaugurating the fair, Mayor of Bhaktapur, Sunil Prajapati, stated that only domestic production can create self-employment opportunities for youth within the country. He also mentioned that domestic production can be promoted through policies formulated by the central and the provincial governments. It is time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what is your opinion on the government raising the eligibility age for elderly allowance from 68 to 70 years? Your options are A, right decision, B, wrong decision, C, the impact will be seen in the elections, and D, no comments. The voting is on. Visit www.kantipurtv.com or ekantipur.com to share your opinion with us. That is all for the moment. Next up, we have Nepali News Bulletin for 7 p.m. by Pushpa Casey. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.